So today I want to talk about choosing a general direction towards a specific goal. And I want to apply that to if you're a designer or if you're in the creative industries and you're trying to solve a problem, whether that's for a client or whether that's for something you're working on. The easiest way to get closer to the specific goal that you're trying to achieve is to go in the general direction of it. So that might look on, boots on the ground in the weeds. That might look, if you're trying to solve a brand, that might just look like a load of scribbles or a load of mind maps or a load of spider diagrams or a load of just nonsense, right? But that you do something in the direction of. And I think this is really important. So let's make it really tangible for you. So I just worked on a rebrand. It was a creative sprint. I was only brought in freelance for a week for initial stage creative. I like doing a lot of creative sprints, contracted into an agency. So they've got the brand. I'm coming into their team to help the creative. And the, how am I sat? The brief was that we had to build out one of the creative routes. And we had the strategy, we'd done the discovery, but we didn't really know where to take it. It was they had a real cool positioning. They had a legacy, so it was a bit of a rebrand. But we didn't really have the solution that was most efficient because they had such a large projection. Like they really wanted to go big, so they were going local and they want to go gigantic. They got big aspirations, and for the first couple of days, and also it was a remote job, so they were in another country. I was working here in, I guess you can call this a studio, spare room, and the first day I literally didn't have a clue what to do, and that happens whether people will tell you or not. Sometimes you look at a page and you're like, I actually don't know how to solve this. So I just started. I knew that we had to build them out a branding system, and that had to happen probably in the next 2.5 days. It didn't have to be perfect. It could be a bit more sentiment than specifics, but we had to essentially give a look and feel that fit with the strategy that was one of maybe 2 or 3 routes that helped tell that story. So I just, started making stuff. Is it a linear brand? Is there a quality of line aspect to it? Is it a shape idea? Is it, shapes coming together, or this plus that? Is it that kind of idea? Is it a transitional brand? Are we taking someone from here to there? Is it a before and after? Is there a evolution? Is there is it a very kinetic, energetic brand that needs sharp, fast corners and stuff? Is it a very round and soft brand? Are we telling this side of the story? Are we dialing that up? And just ran a load of these experiments, just quick things, really quick territory plays, and was just like, nope, not that, not that, not that, not that, not that, not that. And I love the word not. Sometimes it's easier just to find out where it's not, and that narrows you down. So I guess counterintuitively, it sounds like you're going in the opposite direction, but you are choosing a meandering general direction towards a specific goal, because these are all visual treatments. They might not be the most optimized, not necessarily wrong. Well, maybe some of them were wrong, but that would just be almost a dead end on the direction. It's not the other way. Whatever you do when you run an experiment, like a creative experiment specifically, when you create a hypothesis, go off and do it, you don't lose, you don't backtrack, you learn, and then it allows you to make some more stuff. Now, the next day when I shared like 12 ideas. I just said, this is a very early stage tissue scampi session. I just want to make sure that anything that I've had, you guys know the brand more than I do. So any idea I've had that might not be right, I've just put it in here anyway. Here are the 3 that I think are really pushing us in the right direction, but here are some of the others. And one of the ones that I thought was not part of it, which is a classic branding thing, which is why I do this, add it in. That was the one that the rest of the agency was like, yeah, actually this bit, because this fits really well with this thing, and then that would allow us to tell that story. And although these 2 are cool, this one also, can we work up that one? So we ended up, parking 2 and 1 sort of got cannibalized. It's the same system, and built out into a brand world that had everything throughout the touch points that we needed to talk about. Sorry, it's still happening, so I can't talk about it. Sorry. And the other route that was down here, I think that's now the best route. I really fell in love with that route. It was more of an evolution than a revolution, but it was definitely in a direction that I didn't know where I was going. I knew it was vaguely over there because of experience, I guess, stack of proof, but I didn't specifically know how to solve it. And that creative process is the general direction of a specific goal. And I believe we got to the specific goal, but we wouldn't have got that if I didn't take a general action, kind of meandering, getting lost in the city a little bit. And if for anyone who's, struggling to execute on stuff, just create a small little hypothesis. And even if the hypothesis is that you're going to find out how not to do something in the Thomas Edison play, do that. And I promise you'll get closer and closer. And over time, you start to recognize, oh no, I know why it's not done that way. Oh, I know why it's not that way. And you still maybe look down the lane, let's say, but you don't go as far down, so it's less of a backtrack. So general direction of a specific goal.